Hello, we're going to see what's the easiest way to install Jagged Alliance 2 version 1.13, which is like a huge overhaul, which is fan made and free of charge. And there is a harder way or a different way, which I'm going to show at the end. But the easiest way to get it to work is to first get the GOG Galaxy app, which is a store, if you don't know, like Steam, for example. Once you download it and install it, you go into it, you search for Jagged Alliance, and you want the 1999, the original version. There have been quite a lot of different ones, as you can see. And once we get a fresh install, and by the way, it does not matter where you install it, into which directory, you want to go to Manage Installation and Show Folder. And these are your game files, and this is where we are going to, in a second, unpack or unzip the 1.13 plus modpack files. And to get that zip, we're going to go into the Polish website. And I'm of course going to include all of the URLs for ease of use. We're going to click the download button. And once we have it downloaded, as I said before, we're going to unpack the zip that we're going to download here inside our main game folder for Jagged Alliance 2. And when Windows is going to ask you if you want to overwrite files, we of course want to say yes to that. And then once you have it unpacked, you will, when you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see this file, and Windows might not trust this exe file, so you might have to at first launch it and then choose the show more option and allow this specific exe file. And then to actually launch the game, we want to use the INI editor. So if we launch that, make it full screen, and there's basically one thing that we have to do here, and this is to select the executable file, and we're going to pick the one that we just enable in the Windows firewall, which is this 7609, and there's already an AI mod included. And then at the top we're going to choose which modpack we want to pick, and there's quite a few of those. I'm not sure if all of them work. I think they do, all of them work in this version. I'm going to pick the UC, which stands for Urban Chaos, and this is a complete overhaul of the overhaul, which has a completely new map, which you might see in other episodes. And you might want to also, if you, let's say, want to play Arulco Vacations mod, then you pick the AV, and then you might want to adjust your settings. So we look for the AV, Jagged Alliance 2 options INI, and this will only change your options for the Arulco Vacations mod, but I'm going to use the UC Urban Chaos, the base options, and basically I'm not going to change anything here from the default MI. I might go into Bobby Ray settings and change it so that maximum purchase amount, no, this one. If you set this value to true, the chance that items will be stolen from your Bobby Ray shipment is 0. Although I'm not even sure if this will work with the, you see, I might want to pick this one, go to Bobby Ray. Stealing is disable, save the file, yes. And chance of shipment loss is already set to 0. And just to be double sure, I'm going to also set it in here. Change this to true, so we will not lose any Bobby equipment, or shipments rather, equipment shipments. Set this to 0%, and then save the values. And you might want to adjust your game screen resolution. I'm picking a slightly smaller than my desktop native resolution because otherwise the UI might be just too small. And you might really need to strain your eyes to be able to read anything. We don't want the Windows 98 compatibility mode since we're not using Windows 98. I don't want the intro to play. I have the C drive selected, not Windows mode. We click start and our game launches. So while I'm here, I might as well adjust the in-game preferences as well, although I think I already did that, just to show you which ones, I think the biggest one, by the way, I do not recommend zombies unless you want a really big challenge, because that just makes fallen enemies to rise as zombies and rush you.
Cool.
I might want to adjust these a little bit down. Okay, but the biggest options that I play with is delayed grenade explosion, which means that grenades will explode on next turn, although I think that it's not all of the grenades. I think that, for example, smoke grenades do not have this delay, even if this is on, but it makes it more fair and actually easier, I think, to play, because enemies also use grenades, so this gives you chance to run from a frag grenade, for example, that might kill or incapacitate a few of your mercenaries in one go, which if you do not use this, then you have basically no chance to run away and save yourself. I also show buried mines and use the extended cursor info, which shows you when you hover over an enemy, it shows you their armor, their held weapon, if they have any phase gear, which might also be helpful. And now for the slightly more difficult way, but if you want to acquire the very latest 1.13 version, you'll go to the Burst Pit and you will click this link, which will take you to GitHub, which has releases, and it has the latest unstable, which might not be the best choice since, as it says, it is unstable and there might be a lot of unresolved issues or bugs, but there's also a quite recent v5 version, which should be stable and should not crash. But these versions are, I'm not sure if there are any additional mod packs that are compatible with the versions. So Urban Chaos, for example, I think is not maintained for quite a long time now, so you will almost definitely not be able to play it with the latest 1.13 versions. There might be some other mod packs that are compatible with this, and I'm sure you'll be able to find all the info you need on the Burst Pit if you want to dive deeper and do a more custom setup. But if you want just a quick install, then this is the easiest way with the GOG game version and with this link, which already comes with a bunch of great modpacks for you to explore. And that's it, thanks.